Welcome back. If you joined us for part one, I'm so glad you're here for part two. And if you're just jumping in, you may want to go back and start there. Either way, let's dive in. When you are feeling your worst,
Mhm.
i.e., when you're going through cancer or when you're super sick, I mean, you named a million things. You're on a feeding tube, in a wheelchair. I mean,
Mhm.
pick one.
Yep.
Like, right, you feel the worst about yourself. You feel physically the worst, mentally the worst. And so I commend you for being able to share that with the people around you. I know it definitely significantly impacted people. Um, people, specifically speaking about Dress for Success for clothing and interviews and all of that, that's what people may know about Dress for Success, but really it's so much more than clothes.
Mhm.
It's confidence for those women. It's confidence even for you in that transition of getting sick and then coming back to your normal amazing self, your normal badass self. So how does confidence change when a woman starts to see herself differently?
That's the root of it. It is that inner work when you are innerly confident. I call it self-assuredness. Like, I am sure of myself now. I wasn't always. I kind of played with, well, maybe this or maybe that. And it could also just be age. I've been there for 20 years. I started when I was in my 20s and I am no longer. And I think it's this self assuredness, that I know that I know. I know now. I no longer really have to guess or question or ask. I know that I know what is on the inside and that I have the ability to bring that out. Our tagline at Dress for Success is we inspire confidence, courage, and belief in women. And confidence goes so far. It really will benefit you in your professional life because people want to hire confident people. It's really challenging when you hire someone who's not confident, and it's hard to teach. It's hard to really empower that person, and they rely on you a little bit too much. And so, if I can instill confidence in someone before they get to the position, then I have a higher chance that they will keep that position and be able to actually change their life, which I think is really, really important. And I think the biggest misconception, I agree with you, is that Dress for Success just gives away clothes. Well, that's the tip of the iceberg. That is where our programs start. But in Denver, we have 4 signature programs serving women. So we have our professional clothing where you come down, you have a job interview, an internship, a temporary position, or full-time employment. And you're meeting with a personal stylist who is a volunteer who's going to help you get the best clothing, shoes, jewelry, accessories, cosmetics, toiletry items, everything that you could possibly need at absolutely no cost to you. And
Amazing.
while you're in our office, you go into our second program, which is our Career Training Center. This is the other half of the employment coin. So you can look good, and I love it. I hope that you look good. But if you can't answer an interview question, you are sunk. So
Right.
you got to go meet with the coach. And let's talk about commonly asked interview questions. Let's teach you how to market your skills. We don't do a lot of resume reviews, but we'll look at it for you to really help you because we believe you have the ability to sell yourself, to market yourself to an employer. It in our society, it takes about 8 seconds for someone to judge us. And
Hmm.
in employment and hiring, I think it's even shorter. So if you can walk in the door looking confident, standing straight up, and the second you start speaking, you can speak about your skills, your experience, and your desire for that position and why they should hire you, that will increase your chances. Then I have 2 other programs that take place out in the community. Because another big part of Dress for Success is community. Community is vital. We can call it a tribe, we can call it my peeps, but it's your community. So we have a professional women's group, and this is women who are employed, and we meet once a month. We bring in dinner, we bring in a professional development speaker, we bring in a gift, we'll have an education opportunity, an employment opportunity. But the most important thing is we create an environment for people to connect. So you're sitting at tables with other women who have been through Dress for Success. You get to work with people and chat with people who may have gone through our program 10 years ago, whereas you went through last month. And there's all different levels. You know, I've got women in there who are making six figures. I've got women in there who are just starting work. I
Mm.
have women who are 17 years old, 18 years old, women who are 70 on the end of their work. We've got every ethnic background, every language, all coming together with that common belief of respect and a belief that they want to develop personally. And they are building connections. They usually tell me, this is my family.
Mm.
Yeah, it's the group and everything, but this is my
Mhm.
family. These are the people who I can rely on, who I can ask questions to. If you're not there, someone's going to miss you. And that community is so important. And so for our professional women's group, we have about 80 to 90 women who are coming together on a monthly basis to connect and to grow together and to do life together. It is
Mm.
so exciting. I think it's one of the most impactful things that we do because this is beyond that initial, I must get a job, I've got to be homeless, I need money. This is where we can get into, well, what do you really want to do?
Mhm.
You know, do you want to start a business? Do you want to go back to school and get a certificate? And so we create programs for that. We just launched our entrepreneurial success program that comes out of that professional women's group. So I
Mm.
have 13 women who are going through 7 weeks of entrepreneurial training to
Wow.
see if they can take an idea or a side gig and make it into an actual business. It's really
Wow.
exciting for them. And it's a victory, whether they say yes or rather they say no. It's a fantastic program. And it's one of those that has been operating for a long time that a lot of
Mhm.
people are not aware of. But it's at the core of what we do. Then I have my baby. I call her my big baby because it came out of my head. And I was thinking back in 2020 when I had nothing else to do but stare at the wall and daydream. I said, how cool would it be to have a Dress for Success on wheels? Like
Ooh.
on wheels, like
Yeah.
to drive around and
Yeah.
help people. Well,
That's cool.
3 years later, through a very generous donation, we launched our Butterfly Bus Mobile Transformation Center. We
Ooh.
have a 20-foot box truck that has been retrofit into a mobile boutique. We
Whoa.
have dressing rooms on board and storage cabinets, jewelry, shoes, handbags, and we go to individuals living in pockets of poverty around Colorado. So now
Wow.
we're not just confined to Denver. We can go everywhere and remove access to services. We can go to your parking lot of your school. We can go to your shelter. We can go to your business and help your employees if they need that. This program has changed the game. It has changed the face, what Dress for Success looks like. And it has helped us as we expand across Colorado. Because you know that's my ultimate goal. I got big goals, Carrie. I'm
I
full of them.
love it. I love
And
it.
my,
And I
my
love this.
next big goal is that Dress for Success Colorado. That's what
I
I want.
I love
Because
it.
we are serving the entire state, and I want to help every single individual who needs it.
I love it so much. And I love the idea that you had. I love this. I mean, how transformative, because I think a lot of women or girls or people might not have heard about what you're doing
Mhm.
or might not
Mhm.
know where your offices are located or can't get there. They're
Right.
like, I don't have a car or I don't have the way to get, I don't have transportation or I can't afford it. And so you removed that
Mhm.
obstacle and like
Yep.
and made this really amazing service available to so many more people. And if I know anything about you, I know that it will be Dress for Success Colorado. It will be blasting across the entire state. But how I mean, I just think that is so um innovative because I mean, obviously people think about programs and they think, okay, I've got to go to this address and I've got to participate in this, but you're just like, forget that. We're bringing it to you. We're coming right to you. And I love that it's really, this is what makes this is what makes change makers, is when you remove obstacles for people and you allow these services or these, even just like we're talking earlier about confidence. I think that a lot of times women think that confidence comes before action, but I would guess that you see it the opposite every day. And I think, this is a perfect example. You had an idea, you thought, I'm confident. I think this could work, but you probably had doubts. You probably thought, well, let's see, how do we
Definitely.
get money, right? So, what do you say to a woman that's like, I have to be confident before I act. I have to like, no, feel like I'm some kind of rock star before I show up in the room like that. What would you say to that woman?
Mhm. I would tell that woman, take one step. I think it's that scene in The Wizard of Oz when they're going down the yellow brick road and like she takes a step and it lights up and she's like, oh my gosh, it lit up. And then you look at it and you're like, well, what should I do? Well, maybe I'll take another step and then it lights up. And you're like, ooh, that's great. Or you could take The Price is Right. They have a game on there where you take these steps to figure out the price of the car. And if you step on the right one, it lights up and it's like, woohoo. And you're like, great, I can go forward. If you step on the wrong one, though, you got to step back. Like, uh-oh, I made a mistake. That's okay. I'm going to keep taking a step. And so you just take that one step, and then you take another step, and you take another step. And if you mess up, you back up and go over here, you go over there. I mean, just keep moving. Keep taking action. Innovation, confidence, all of those things die with inaction.
Yeah.
Do something,
Yeah.
anything. Go to YouTube University. I love YouTube University. You can learn anything on YouTube,
I mean,
but
literally
listen to it.
anything.
Listen to a 30-minute training about something that you have always been dreaming about. I believe in no limits. I was recently asked about like, what does a liberated world look for you? Like, what is liberation? And I'm like, absolutely no limits. If you were to
Yeah.
tell me, Carrie, you want to be a lion trainer, I'd be like, sweet, go to YouTube and look at a video about training lions and figure out where you could go to a workshop. There are no limits.
I mean, I don't want to be a lion trainer, but I feel like inspired by you that maybe now, I would have the confidence to go be a lion trainer just
There
after
you
talking to
go.
you. But I think
There you go.
I'm going to stick with what I'm doing.
Mhm.
One of the things that's really important is you Dress for Success talks to your women a lot about economic independence. Why
Mhm.
is financial independence so important to a woman's ability to make choices in her life?
Mhm. Financial independence gives you flexibility. When you are financially dependent, you don't have a lot of choice and you don't have a lot of options. You really can be stuck. But if you can get financial flexibility, then you do have the ability to try things, to experiment with things, to purchase, to invest. It will really build you down the road. And I definitely want to make this point clear. I'm not saying, and we don't advocate like you have to make X amount of money because you can make a certain amount of money and spend it all and still not have any financial flexibility.
Right?
It is about being wise with what you do have and learning how to adjust your lifestyle to make it work for what you do have that will give you the flexibility to get to what you want. This is something we teach. It's something I live. I'm a nonprofit employee. We don't have a huge budget. We're not the multi-million dollar nonprofit. We are very small and we have 4 employees. That's it.
Wow.
And
Wow.
so we have lived this principle and we talk about that. And don't get me wrong, another one of my goals is to grow us there and to bring in more staff. But you got to be smart with what you got. And if you can do that, you'd be amazed what you're able to achieve and where you're able to go.
Well, you're a perfect example of being able to achieve amazing things. I mean, you talk about serving 24,000 women, and you've got 4 employees. I mean, like that's incredible. Like that's such an impressive number, such impressive statistics. So, okay, so you've kind of laid out all the ways that Dress for Success helps women, but how can people get involved? How can people, number one, find you? Where do they go to find you? How do they connect with you? And there's you named 4 different pieces that that you are really proud of, that you are have been helping women all over. And so how do people get involved? What do they do? What do you need? And how can we help you? How can we participate and make Dress for Success Denver, Dress for Success Colorado?
I love it. See, you're on my wavelength now. So you got it out there as well. We're going to make this happen.
Yes.
So there are so many ways that you can get involved and so many things that you can do. The first thing I recommend is visit our website. It's denver.dressforsuccess.org. You can read about our programs, our services. You can see how we have been impacting the community. That's number one. You can also follow us on social. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn, all Dress for Success Denver. You'll learn more about who we are and what we do. We are volunteer driven. And so the first Thursday of every month, not in July, because it's like the 4th of July, but after July, we have a 101, and that serves as our orientation. Our office is located at 2594 South Colorado Boulevard in Denver, 80222. That is the University Hills Shopping Plaza, right off of Colorado Boulevard in Yale. So that gives you like a general idea of where we are located. Please come by on that date. Our door is locked and you have to have an appointment. So you can't come and visit any random day. But on that first Thursday at 6 p.m., we have that 101. Then the big question, how can I donate? I want to donate. All right. The second Saturday of every month, which happens to be tomorrow, actually,
noted,
is our donation day. So from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., you can bring all of the stuff, the clothing, the shoes, the jewelry, unopened, unused cosmetics and toiletries, handbags, scarves, anything that can be worn to work. You can bring it to our office and we will process it and put it out for the women who are using our program. We are always in need of donations, especially accessories. So we are always in need of handbags. That's my number one need. I also am looking for clothing in sizes 2X and up, as well as 00 and 0. So it's on the two extremes of the size range that I am always looking for donations, but we do accept all donations. And then finally, you can invest in us. Dress for Success Denver is a project of the people. We are not government funded. We are funded privately by individuals, by corporations, by foundations. That is how we are able to continue serving people. And so you can make a contribution to support us. We are a member of the Denver Enterprise Zone. So any donation you make of $250 qualifies for a 25% tax credit back from the state of Colorado. It's pretty cool.
Really cool.
$62.50 cash back to you for every $250 you donate. Amazing. Then we have a program where we ask you to sponsor a woman coming through our programs. So a woman who is getting an outfit in our boutique space, we ask if you can sponsor her for $25. That's how much it costs for one woman to get an outfit in our space.
Wow.
You can do that 1 month, or you can do it monthly, or you can do it one time. And so I love to ask, how many women could you help us support?
Right.
On average, we serve 250 to 300 women a year.
Wow.
I'm sorry, a month.
I was going to say.
A month. A year, we last year had 2,797. Crazy.
Wow.
But 250 to 300 women a month are coming through Dress for Success. And so we need your help to support them and to sponsor them. So $25. Could you maybe skip the Starbucks for 2 days?
Right.
And help a woman launch her career and land that job that's going to change the situation for herself as well as her family. And so those are really great ways that you can support us, that you can find out about getting involved, about donating your time, your talent, as well as your treasures.
Well, and just for the listeners, all of the details will be in the show notes, so you can find it there. You don't have to have anything memorized, and you don't have to be like, furiously writing down anything. But, we like 300, if we had 300 women skipping their Starbucks and providing $25. I mean, we've all spent $25 at Starbucks. We've all spent it in 2 days or 3 days. We know what we're spending on our Starbucks. So we could skip the coffee or make it at home for a couple days every month and make real change for people. And I love that you guys, it's so interesting to know like what you need. So anybody that's in the Denver metro or in Colorado, get your buns down there and get some donations happening. I mean, you don't think about all the little details, but the jewelry, the accessories, the handbags, the things that add to that suit that you're wearing. If you only have a Ziploc bag with some stuff in it, you don't want to take that into an interview. You want to take a purse, a handbag. So, really interesting. Really, I think we sometimes think, oh, I can't donate because like I can't afford to do whatever. I can only afford, $25 a month or whatever. But little did our listeners probably know that $25 in one month, whether you can do it every month or one time, or maybe you can do more than 25. Think $100 a month. Okay, what are we spending $100 on a month that I could maybe take a dinner, not go out to eat one month and at one time in a 1 month, and that would cover 4 women. Like
Mhm.
these are really easy goals that even in a time when people are, things are tight in this economy and people are struggling with gas and groceries and all of that. For those of us that are not struggling, to be able to share even just a little bit, $100 a month is now 4 women. It's moving 4 women along into this big bad world, to help another person out. I love it so much. Um, you have seen so much transformation, and you've helped so many women rebuild their lives, and you've done so many amazing things, and your story is so impressive. But what do you believe is really true about women that society often underestimates? I think women get underestimated a lot.
Mhm. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think what I've really learned about women is, my goodness, that power of what transformation looks like. Transformation is on different levels.
Mhm.
Transformation can be changing one thought. Transformation can mean changing your entire life. It can mean changing your entire body. It can mean so many different things. There is not one definition of transformation. I think people can get afraid of that word because they think it has to be big. It has to
Mhm.
be this massive thing. Well, not necessarily. It can be the smallest transformation that can lead to a huge transformation in someone's life. And I think that there's value in the small as well as in the large. And so women impress me every single day with those little small transformation, and how making that little teeny weeny thing, the effect that it has long term on themselves, their families, and their communities, as well as those of us who have dedicated to make big transformations even better. Let's go ourselves, our community, the world, all of the above. But that's the thing that I think is really impressive. And I think we don't give ourselves enough credit at all for anything, let alone giving ourselves credit for those little transformations. Like, I didn't do the best that job I could do today. You're having a bad day and you're like, ugh, I didn't do the best. I made somebody angry. I did this, I did that. But you know what? I did one little thing. It is really focusing on that one little thing that will help you to continue moving forward. And I just see life as a whole progress, a whole process of transformations.
Well,
And I love it.
I think sometimes, just like you said, we think we have to do this big thing. And sometimes it's just the tiniest thing makes the biggest
Mhm.
difference because it starts us on a different path. And I think our lives, as we try to get better, are a series of tiny little transformations, right? Like change this thing, and then you change that thing, and then you change that thing. And then that in totality is what actually takes you to the next level. Okay, we're almost done. I have to ask a fun question.
Okay.
You mentioned you're a huge pug person and you
I
absolutely
am.
absolutely adore your pugs. So
I do.
what is it about your pugs that that completely won your heart? And if your pugs could describe you in 3 words, what would they say?
My goodness. I am a pug person. I love them so much. They're little and round and their little smushed in faces, and they snore. They snore so bad that they will wake you up in the middle of the night. So that's why I'm a pug person. My pug that I have right now, Coco Bean, if he
She's
could
fabulous.
describe me, the first thing he would say is, "Oh, she's so generous," because I'm always feeding him, because pugs like to eat. And yes, I'm bad and feed them table scraps. Please don't come after me. And I give him treats, and he just gives me that little face and he tilts it to the side. I'm like, "You need a treat." So he would say, "You're very generous." The next thing he would say is, "You're very soft," because he doesn't like it when I hold him. I have to kind of do it on his terms. So he'll come over and like sit on my feet, or he'll sit up against my back. And so he's like, "Oh, she's soft. She's like a pillow." So he would say that I'm soft. And I think the third thing he would say is that I'm understanding, because pugs are not, at least my pug is not athletic at all. And now that it's warm outside, I only walk him to the corner. Like we don't go for the mile walk. We don't walk around the block or in the park. We go to the corner, do what we need to do, turn around and come back. So he would say, "Oh, she understands me."
I love it. I love it. Okay, so last question.
Mhm.
We always end our interviews the same way. So at It's Not That Serious, we have a monthly series called our WHIP series, which stands for our Women in Power. But power can mean so many things. So when you hear that phrase, a whip or a woman in power, what does that actually mean to you?
Woman in power is someone who has removed the limitations in their life and is living present and truly believes that they can do whatever they want. I believe a whip is self defined success. No one can tell you what success looks like, and they shouldn't. You tell yourself what success is.
I love it. You're so inspiring. I'm so inspired. I'm like, what amazing thing can I do now that after this interview? I mean, I love what you're doing. Everybody that's listening, please, you can connect to Dress for Success through our website, through the It's Not That Serious website. Again, everything will be in the show notes, so you can find it there. Let's get together. Let's get all of these women supported, and $25 a month, it's no big deal. Come on, we got
25
this, you guys. We can do this. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate all you're doing for the community of Denver and Colorado. And it's so inspiring, and you're just so inspiring. I can't even describe it in words. I'm doing a terrible job of describing it, but I'm ready to go conquer something. I don't know what I'm going to do after this, but thank you for being here, and thank you for all the work you're doing. It's really, really, really so impressive. And the community thanks you in general. Like, I mean, hell yeah, you're bringing all these fabulous women to us.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for giving this platform for leaders like me or individuals who are trying to do a small thing to make Denver and Colorado better, and just to show service and light and gratitude and all of those things. So thank you so much for everything, and thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you. And guys, go to the website, get a t-shirt, get a mug, but be good to each other. And we'll see you next time. Bye. That's a wrap on today's episode of Carrie, It's Not That Serious. If this conversation resonated, subscribe and share it with a whip, a woman in power in your life. You can find more conversations, more community, and all the fun INTS merch you love at itsnotthatserious.com. We're building something meaningful here, and I'm so glad you're a part of it. Until next time, remember, It's not that serious.